All right, today's the day. I just got my brand new Skeeter FXR20, and you look at this boat, you can tell it's completely bare. It has nothing on it. No trolling motor, no batteries. It's just a boat, trailer, motor. And I'm fixing to rig this boat today. A lot of people I know think I'm crazy for rigging my own boat, but it's something I've always done, and I personally like the idea of rigging my own boat. And the main reason I like to rig my own boat is just because by doing all this myself, I have a better understanding of it, and if something goes wrong on the water, I have a better chance of being able to fix it and salvage my day myself versus having to take it back to have someone else try to walk me through how to fix it. So we're gonna get busy. We're gonna get this thing put together, and I'll get y'all some footage of it when it's all said and done and it's all ready to go put on the water. Yeah, this is one thing that I really like to do every year on the things that run down the shaft of my trolling motor is I like to use electrical tape. You see a lot of guys use zip ties in this application. The reason I like electrical tape, two things. One, it keeps everything from sliding. You know, zip ties, if they wear, they'll slide. The main reason I like electrical tape is those zip ties, when you cut them, they leave a sharp little tag. Even if you have the tool that cuts them, it still has a sharp edge. Electrical tape is smooth. If I'm fighting a fish, especially like on a spinning rod, a light line, and that fish is around the front of my boat, and my line happens to at some point in time touch the shaft of my trolling motor, I know for a fact that there's no little zip tie burrs in there that are going to cut my line. So something to keep in mind whenever you're mounting stuff to your trolling motor shaft. Well, we've been at it now for a few hours. We got our Garmin Force mounted to the front. Got Chad helping us out. Say hi, Chad.
Hi, Chad.
Got our power poles on. Both sides. Still got to put a little shroud covers on. We got our external transducer mounted for our Garmin. We got our batteries put in back here. Got all them pretty pro guides stacked in. We're making progress. So, you know, I've always rigged my own boat. It's just something that I like to do personally. And I started using Bass Boat Technologies mounts back about 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm telling you guys, it makes this process so much easier. These mounts are designed specifically for my model boat. You go on their website, you pick out exactly what boat that you have and get mounts that fit exactly. There's no cutting, there's no trimming. It just gives you a very, very solid, rock solid surface, and it's just so much easier to install this than it is try to take something else and make it work. Well, we're finally pretty much there. I've got my 2025 Skeeter FXR put together, ready to go. I'm fixing to go put a couple of hours on my engine this afternoon, get my break-in period done. But I'm going to show you something. So you can see I've got all my Garmin screens mounted. Um, Everything is in place and is installed. I've already powered it up. But one thing that most boat manufacturers are not putting in these boats that I feel like is really important is some additional Perco switches. So this is the Perco switch that controls the power of my boat. So I have to turn this Perco switch on in order to crank my motor, have anything working on my dash. But you can see I've got two Perco switches here that I've mounted, you know, in addition. And basically what this does is it allows me to run independent wiring. I have one for my units at the front, as well as what my live scope is on, and then one for my units at the console. And what this does is it enables me to have independent wiring. A lot of guys ask me all the time about the settings on their unit. Man, if you don't have clean power to start with, you're not gonna get the clarity that you want out of your electronics. Clean power is, in my opinion, the number one thing. And what I mean by that is you need a power source that doesn't have other things going on with it. So I'm running, you know, stranded number 8, a stretch to my console, and then I've pulled another stretch all the way to the front deck, and I've got them both on 2 independent Perco switches. You need the Perco switches because, for one, if you leave your black box hooked to power, it won't turn off. There's no off-on switch on your black box on your Garmin Live Scope. So to be able to turn it off, you've got to have a Perco switch to kill it. But the main reason I like these Perco switches, they're protecting my unit. So if I've got my battery chargers plugged in and just say, God forbid that my boat gets struck by lightning or my house gets struck by lightning or something causes a power surge, if these are turned off when I'm charging my batteries, my units are protected from damage from a situation like that. And that's really important to me. So this is how I've been doing this now for about 10 years. To me, it's just the simplest, easiest way. And these 2 Perco switches are going to cost you about 30 bucks a piece. So for $60, you can turn your electronics, take the power totally off of them. It helps from your batteries getting drained, you know, over the course. Say you went fishing one weekend and you're going to go fishing the next weekend. You get in your boat Friday afternoon, you realize that your electronics battery's dead because your black box got left on or something went wrong. So I really recommend to guys to put these in their boat, pull independent wiring for your electronics, and be able to kill it with a Perco switch like this. It just makes for a much cleaner screen picture, and it just safety protects your units from any possible electrical surges.